Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Today, got something a little special for you. This is easily one of the most underrated multi-tool designs ever. And sadly, so underrated that it was discontinued quite a while back. But I think it deserves mentioning. So let's just get into it. This is the SOG Micro Toolclip. Now this multi-tool was made primarily for convenience, but for individuals who wanted more capability, or at least more robust capability than what you would typically get from one of the tinier keychain sized multi-tools. For example, the Leatherman Squirt P4. This multi-tool is bigger than a P4, but obviously smaller and less capable than something like a medium-sized multi-tool like the Leatherman Wave. But again, for those who want something with a bit more robust capability, but still don't want to carry a medium-sized multi-tool like the Wave, this one is a good choice. Let's get into its features. Starting on this end, we have this little lever that goes straight through the multi-tool, and you just push and pull back and forth. Forward position locks the head in the closed position, and when you push this back, there we go, the spring right here activates and you have spring-loaded pliers, grippers, and soft wire cutters. Yep, those are soft wire cutters, not hard wire cutters. Please keep that in mind. So we're talking copper wire, brass wire, depending on the gauge of the brass wire. Stainless steel wire, I wouldn't risk it, but definitely soft copper wire works great. Brass wire, again, depending on how thick it is, these soft wire cutters work well. You got grippers, and these are not needle nose pliers, obviously, but they do work surprisingly well. I actually used these pliers a couple of weeks back at work. Well, the AC at work is unfortunately broken. Hopefully they'll get it fixed soon. We do, however, have a fan, and part of the fan actually broke. I ended up using these pliers right here to help fix the fan. So yeah, you can definitely use this tool for small jobs, and I sure as heck did. In fact, this is a regular EDC item. I don't EDC it on my person. I do have a very small sling bag with MOLLE webbing on the front, and I just clip this tool right to the front of my sling bag. So it's always there, always handy. All right, moving up, the handle for the pliers, grippers, and wire cutter. On the end, you have a three-dimensional Phillips driver. Now, that driver works well, but there is some limitation. Because of the odd angle, you're not going to get into really tight spaces with this tool. That's just how it is. If you need to swap out the grips on your handgun, no problem. If you need to tighten a screw that's on the wall, no problem. Basically, any sort of job that you would need to get done, not in a tight, confined space, this Phillips driver does work surprisingly well. Tight spaces, you're going to want to reach for something else. All right, let's just close that up. Now, I will say that unfortunately on my example, this sliding lever slides back and forth a little too easily. And during those times when I've actually carried this clip to the top of a pants pocket, yeah, it's opened up on me. Thankfully though, these are pliers, not a knife blade. So it wasn't a big issue, just a slightly annoying one. Now, I don't know if that problem is just confined to my particular example or all of the micro tool clips. All right, moving on, we have this clip. Works very well, very good retention. Now, thankfully it's not shiny. I would have preferred it if it was black coated, but it's not shiny, it is subdued, so that's good. Now, as far as the tool itself, you're going to need a star screwdriver to take this tool apart. But then again, I haven't found a single reason to do that in all the time I've owned it. Okay, let's take a look at the folding tools that you get on this multi-tool. You get a handy, very useful knife blade. Now this knife blade definitely a bit bigger and longer than what you get on those tiny keychain sized multi-tools. Most of the time, the knife blade on those little tiny keychain sized multi-tools, it's like, why did the company even bother including those? This one, even though it's short and the tip is a bit rounded, this knife blade is definitely a lot more capable than what you'll find on those tiny multi-tools. But just keep in mind, this is a slip joint. This does not lock in the open position. The good news is that should make this multi-tool street legal in a lot of jurisdictions. So that's definitely a good thing. This is a slip joint knife blade. It does not lock in the open position. Please keep that in mind. I wish the blade shape wasn't symmetrical, but the fact that it doesn't lock open should make it street legal in a lot of places. All right, let's just fold the knife blade down. Now, all three of these tools use nail nick openers. There's the one for the knife blade, there's another nail nick, and another one. Now, the nice thing about this multi-tool is that when all of these tools are folded down, all three of these nail nicks can be accessed individually. You don't have to open up one tool in order to get to the one you actually want. That's a nice feature. All right. Next one, we have this elongated bottle opener. Works well as a bottle opener. And on the end, you have a small driver. Very useful, very handy. Let's just fold that out of the way. And here we have a two-sided file. Now, the cross-hatching here is quite good. Yes. The cross-hatching here, quite good, works well. This side, not really. Very shallow. Very shallow. You don't get any file feature on the side, which is unfortunate. But this side here works very well as a file, and you have a larger slotted driver on the end. Now here's what the tool looks like in the closed position. Now the length is just a hair under 4 inches. Specs in the description box below as usual, but this is a very compact, lightweight multi-tool that falls in between those tiny ones that you can put on a keychain and those medium-sized ones like the Leatherman Wave. Obviously, this multi-tool is not as capable as a Leatherman Wave or SOG's medium-sized multi-tool offerings, but it really wasn't made to compete with those multi-tools. This was made for ease of carry, for convenience. This was made for someone who wants a bit more capability than what those tiny keychain-sized multi-tools offer. But maybe you're not the handiest person in the whole world. You just want some capability. You want to be able to EDC a multi-tool easily without the weight, without the inconvenience of a bigger multi-tool. Well, this is a really good choice. Unfortunately, discontinued a while back. SOG Micro Toolclip. I mean, this multi-tool, very useful. It is a personal EDC item of mine, and I mean, if you want a more capable multi-tool, this isn't it. If you're Mr. Fix-It or Mr. Handy, this is not your multi-tool. If you want some capability with ease of carry and convenience, this might be your multi-tool. All right, guys, that's it for today. Oh, almost forgot this thing. This is a lanyard hole that folds out. Personally, I never use it, so I've got it folded in. That's the very last feature. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please continue to stay safe. I'll see you next time. Take care.